All right. Hello, Team Fast and Master. Hopefully, this podcast finds everyone safe and working hard. So, welcome to another edition of what I just made up right now called the Pro Driven Podcast. I just made that up, like I said. I think the next thing we need is a tagline. So, if anyone wants to help us come up with that, that'd be great. Something I came up with was bringing you insights, inspiration, and information from Agawam and beyond. Kind of corny, but if anyone else has anything better, you let me know. So anyways, today is somewhat of a special edition because we're going to be updating you and bringing you information on what's happening or what's happened here in Agawam. So if you remember way back in January, most of us were there, some new faces out in the field, but most of us that are listening to this were in a special meeting during the annual winter sales meeting. We had a special announcement from Hubert, our president and CEO. On the board it said, quote unquote, a time for change or something of that note. And he proceeded to lay out a new organizational shift that was designed to help set up and drive future growth for OMG, for both divisions. There was a lot of different, positions up there. There was some of it was vague, but some of it was very clear. And one of those things was that new product development and innovation was going to be a very big part of our future growth. Right now, our division is $110 million or so. But in order to grow and to get bigger, we need new products and we need innovation. And one of those announcements that was put up on the board was the fact that Tim Gillis, who is going to join me today, would be leading up our new product development innovation department. And I think it's, obviously I didn't have a say in the hire, but I think it's a great hire or a great choice. Who better that knows our brand and our products and our customers and the channels that we sell product through than Tim, who was our VP of marketing for many years and is now in a new endeavor in his career. So I think it's great to have him here and like to get him to give us an update on what's happening in his world. So Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great. It is a thrill to be part of this. I think it's fantastic. I've listened to a couple of these guys, and I think they're great, and I hope that this one brings you as much value. And I will tell you there's going to be some homework from your end as well, so it's going to bring the new product development team some value as well. So I look forward to the discussion.
Thanks, Tim. So one thing that is obviously is important I discussed was the importance of this new development, this new department called New Product Development and Innovation, NPD I for short. Tim, from your perspective, why is it important to our company and to any company?
Well, the short answer, let's stay at 40,000 feet at first, and then we'll get deeper into it. But, product development, new product development and innovation is essential, certainly for Fast and Faster, for OMG, but companies in general. Guys, the companies that are most relevant in this marketplace, the companies that you see when you walk into a lumber yard, you walk into Home Depot, you walk into Lowe's, these are the companies that are innovating. Now, they're innovating with new products, but they're also innovating with new ways of going to market, new ways of driving pull-through. I mean, the pull-through pyramid is an innovation. That's established. It's been in our business for a number of years. But believe me, that was innovative. So there's lots of ways to look at innovation. And to be relevant, to bring value to your end user, in our case, the pros, or to be relevant to your channel partners, lumberyards, home centers, you've got to bring that next great product or that next great way of doing business to market. And some of the companies you can think about, Trex is a leader of this, AZEK is a leader, Huber is a leader, but even companies outside of this, like Apple, that's an easy one to look at. They're always innovating, they're always doing something new to stay relevant, to stay meaningful. Companies like Coke, Tom, you just pointed out that Coke prints the name on the side of the can. A simple change, but it's kind of cool. You can get a Coke now with your name or maybe your kids' names or your buddy's name, and that's cool. All right. So there's always something we're looking to go to that next level, bring value, and as you mentioned, this is not about being $115 million. This is about being $200 million or beyond, because that's what Fast and Master has the potential to do. And product development innovation is part of the way we're going to get there.
Awesome. Thanks for that perspective. So now, in terms of, I know, from what I see, there's some new faces or some a different alignment over in your world, in the new build, in the AEM, the former AEM building, which is now the new product development building. So who's on your team, and what are their roles on a daily basis?
Yeah, so we've got a great team, and one of the things that's interesting, and I actually love the positioning of your podcast here of bringing Agawam to the FSRs, and in many ways bringing the FSRs to Agawam. This team I'm going to tell you about is part of the Fast and Master team. It's no different than any salesperson, any regional manager, whatever. So we got Peter Berensky, we've got Arun Venkatasan, both of whom are project engineers. They are responsible for developing products, getting out to the field, testing their concepts, and commercializing great products. On that team as well, we've got Mitch Krakenis, who is, and John Desio, both of whom are what's called project development techs. They're at the Met building, and they're doing a lot of the testing of products, the breaking of woods, to making sure that the products, the concepts are working. We also have Tim Irwin as a project manager. And you all know Tim. This guy is, really my team, quite honestly, is each intensely, technical and really gifted at what they do. They bring a lot to it. But you know that Tim is one of these guys that makes a big difference and moves the needle. So he's a project manager. He's responsible for leading a project and bringing it to completion. I will tell you also, though, that's my team right now. It's growing. We're going to be hiring more people, investing in senior engineer management, investing in more project management as well. But I got to tell you, a big part of this team is you guys, is the FSR team, because you are connecting to the pros. So that really, we cannot do what we're trying to do without you.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Tim. And it looks like you got some... There's no John Smith on that team, huh?
No John Smith. Yeah, no.
You got some mouthfuls there for names, which is great.
Exactly.
And I noticed too when I've had some interactions with it. There's some all different levels of seniority on that team, or I shouldn't say seniority, but experience with our products, which is great. I'm imagining from a new product development, it's good to get some new eyes on projects.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, Peter's out there a lot. You guys all know Peter Berensky, or you probably do. Hugely responsible, so focused on Cortex for many years. Arun is new to our part of the business. Very good engineer, so he brings a different perspective. Mitch and John as well. Also important to note that there's guys, Mark DeCare, Mark Guthrie, they are essential to this, and they are in our discussions all day long. Anthony DeSanto, all day long. They're part of the discussions. So yeah, we have kind of the original crowd, but also some new people as well.
And just to go a little bit deeper into the FSR's role, how do you see them bringing value to what you guys are trying to accomplish?
So one of the main things, guys, when you think about the idea of Pro Stars and what we do with them and getting that database to grow, that is essential for many things. So Katie Mozaleski reaches out to the ProStar database on a monthly basis, she and team, and educating that team about a new product or an existing product, but getting information back, getting survey information back. Well, that survey information often tells us what's the next product that is needed, or how big is a certain market, or what's some of the challenges. So those Pro Stars, they drive that. They tell us where to go. It's not like Peter Berensky and I look at each other and go, hey, let's do this. We're going out to the marketplace and saying, what's the need out there? And that's the role that you guys play. Really, in many ways, one of the things I wanted to touch on, Tom, is this idea of a go-to pro. All right? So some of you have heard this term, some have not. But really, as an FSR, you should push yourself to have some of these great pros that you can speed dial and ask questions about, how do you put down a deck board? How do you do a miter cut? How do you put up trim? Because these are the products we're developing, and we actually need to know those types of things. So the idea of a go-to pro, you might want to, you might have some questions about what that is. That's really essential. So I want you to go, really look at that and push yourself in that direction.
And certainly, regional managers and territory managers can help you understand better who those people are. But before we flip this on, we were talking a little bit about go-to pros, and they're not always the highest volume guys. They are the builders, the contractors that will give us insight. And as Tim mentioned, they're not just yes men that will tell us how great we are. That's not what we're looking for. Correct me if I'm wrong,
right.
Tim.
No, absolutely.
And these are individuals that will give good, solid feedback. They understand the product development process, or at least some of it, and understand what we're going through to develop, the next best thing. Is that
definitely it? And some of the names that we know well: Dave Lombardo, Jim Finley, Ray Stewart. These are guys I know well. And now in new housing, those guys are deck builders, remodelers. They're awesome people. They're givers. They're givers of information. New housing, we got Colt, we got Sean Lee. Here's what I want you to be thinking about for as it relates to as it benefits new product development and innovation, but also your own business. Do you have pros that you can, speed dial, that you can call and say, hey, Bill or Tom or Jim, whatever, ask them some questions about a certain way of building, and then in fact say, hey, do you have a project coming up? Because we get the team that like to drive out or fly out and see you. That's really essential to your own business, but it's certainly essential to ours. So I want you to be thinking about that. Do I have 1, 2, 3 guys? And if I'm 6 months old, that might be hard to have. But if I'm here 3, 4 years, you should definitely have some of these guys. So I want you to put that as a challenge, as some of your homework, to have a go-to pro. And perhaps the next time we get together, I might be looking and going, hey, who's your go-to pro? All right, so get ready for that question when you see me.
Awesome. And, kind of a situational question here, switching to your focus on your department. So you're walking through the halls of Agawam here, and you run into Hubert, and he's got 3 minutes to talk to you. What's he asking you about, or Tom, certainly Tom Wagner as well. Right. What are they asking you about? Where do they want your focus?
So there's either one. Tom is the gatekeeper for the new product development. So that's why he would be asking questions as well. But either one, how's it going? Are we moving things forward? One of the main goals of the new product development and innovation team is to be steadily moving things through the stage gate process. You probably have heard about this. There's 6 steps to the stage gate process. Well, just as your team, each of you salespeople and the regional manager, you have goals, you have KPIs, you have daily goals you're supposed to hit. These guys, my team, has the same thing. We have a goal of getting 39 stage gate reviews with the gatekeeper, Tom Wagner, in the course of the year. We're at basically 27 right now. We're going to have our 27th in another couple of days. So we have goals, and I got to tell you, my team is very aware of it, and it can be stressful to push hard to get ready for those stage gate meetings. So Hubert's asked me, how's it going? Are we hitting our gate meetings? Are we at the right cadence? Are we going to commercialize when we say we're going to commercialize? And every single month, I am reporting out what my team's progress. And it goes right to Bill Fegis, the CEO of the company. How is the product development team doing? Are we hitting what the dates we said? Are we going to commercialize at the time we said? So, we definitely have some deliverables, that's for sure.
And Bill Fegis is the CEO of Steel Partners.
That's right. In essence, Hubert's boss.
Got it. All right. Well, Tim, we've been, we're trying to keep these things on to a time frame here, and hope that keeps everyone's attention. So we're right about 15 minutes. Was there any other thoughts you had that you wanted to add in?
I think the last thing, if I hadn't said, and I don't think I said it as clearly as I want to, product development, think of the positioning of our brand. We are pro-driven, okay? So remember the first statement after that. FastenMaster is pro-driven. The people and products of FastenMaster improve our contractors' business. That's what product development's all about. How can we improve your business? So what my team is doing day in and day out, and what we're looking for you to help us with, is to meet those pros, talk to those pros, and understand how we can improve their business.
Awesome. Tim, thank you for your time. It's certainly always insightful, and I love getting the opportunity to talk to you. And hopefully the team is out there working hard and safe and enjoys these podcasts. If you have any feedback on who you want to hear from next or what do you want to see next, feel free to reach out to any one of us. Me, certainly Tim Gillis, John McMahon, Dave Ellis, Anthony. We're all involved in this. So, reach out to us. Let us know if there's something that's on your mind. You'd love to hear some feedback or love to hear a podcast about it. Let us know. And have a great week and be safe out there. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.